Hello, welcome to Picks for Sticks on opening day. You really didn't think we were going to let the opening day slate slide by without doing a little bit of a show, did you? I know you knew we were going to come at you tonight. Of course we are. I think this has been a really interesting and thought-provoking opening day, and I have a lot of thoughts. And tonight joining me is Brian Dale, and we'll get some early Major League Baseball perspectives on gaming and making picks, and already some good stories happening. But there are 3 games happening right now, and I have to tell you, I like opening day, but I'm an opening night kind of guy. All day I was kind of just in shorts and got in a little nice workout. But opening night, the threads come out. This is what happens opening night. Talking about opening things up. Let's open up the show with Mr. Dale. Let's bring him on in. Mr. Dale, Brian, welcome.
Good evening, Michael. Happy opening day. It's great to get another baseball season started, right?
It's so funny that you said, well, first of all, welcome and thank you. It's great to have you back, as always. That you say great opening day. I just did a whole piece on how I prefer opening night, because opening day is what we traditionally say, but opening night, the threads come out.
Proper.
Yeah. And I got half of the collar up and half down, but the point is that I'm ready for the night games.
Love it. Instead of Armani week, we got Armani night.
Yeah, Armani week. We'll do a whole show about Armani, and we'll teach these viewers about class and dignity and cognac. We'll teach them all about those things. So do you, Brian, do you just jump into wagering, or do you ease into things?
Well, that's a great question. I should have jumped in. But I thought earlier today I was being very smart and strategic. And last year, you watched the first week or 2 of the season, got a gauge on things, got some maybe some insight on some of the odds makers weren't quite used to the COVID yet. So had some kind of a few ins that worked the first month or 2 of the season. So I decided I'm going to do the same thing today. But then earlier today, work was going on, and I started looking at the lines. I looked at the Pittsburgh Cubs game, and I see Pittsburgh team total is only at 2.5. They can get to 3 runs. I got the dollar amount clicked in, and the better of me got there and said, don't, stay away. So I didn't do any action today. I looked back at that score about 30 minutes later. They already had 3 runs in the top of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, those bats were active. That's funny. I ease into things. I started with a roundy, and we had a little conversation off screen about that. Off screen, like this is going on, and we're just kind of off screen before we started recording. And it was surprising to me that you're not familiar with roundies.
Well, I'm not a big parlay guy, for one. So I never have gotten into them throughout my time with wagering. I've always said, it's hard enough to win one game, let alone parlay after parlay. So that's been my style, is to stay away from those. But tell me a little bit more. Maybe you might.
I think your judgment and instincts are good. But a round robin is a nice way to ease into things. And so we call them roundies. So there are parlays. You have 3 teams that you're parlaying, but if you do one parlay with 3 teams and one team loses, you lose your whole parlay. So let's just say you put $100 on your 3-team parlay, and 1 loses but 2 win. Your 2 wins, 1 loss, down the 100. You lose the whole thing. But if you do round robin, you have your 3 teams, but you've paired A with C, A with B, and B with C. So you've done 3 2-team round parlays. And so if you go 2-1, what happens is you lose 2 of the parlays, but you win 1 of the parlays. So that's what I did today. I had a Minnesota, Kansas City, and the Cincinnati first 5-inning parlay roundy on those. I went 2-1. And so instead of down the 100, I was up to 5, if those are the figures that you play with. So up $5, not 500. And so this is a nice way to ease in. If you go 1-2, you lose all of the bets, but if you go 1-2 in a regular parlay, you lose all 3. You lose the parlay anyway. So it's a conservative way of doing parlays. It's a nice way to ease in, but yeah, straight bets are what one should do. But
I know I'm the guest, but I have a question for you on your strategy with wagering these first 5 innings.
Yeah.
Because you just want to worry about starter versus starter and you don't want to factor in the bullpens? Is that your main reason for doing the first 5?
Especially early in the season. Don't really have familiarity with the back end bullpen, let alone the middle relief. And it's tough enough right now to kind of pinpoint the starting pitching and how far they can go. So a first 5-inning wager is now very available. Years ago you couldn't do that unless you were in Vegas, and now they're all over the place. It's a common wager now, but it eliminates the bullpens theoretically, because unless you're making a play that the starters are going to get blown up, and so you're going to play over, because there's over-unders there as well. So maybe you're factoring that in, that none of these guys can get anybody out, but they got good bullpens that are going to shut the teams down once they get in. But yeah, it's a good way to eliminate the handicapping of the back bullpens, the 6, 7, 8, 9. And look, if you're playing a first 5-inning game and the starter that you're banking on gets blown up, you're probably going to lose that anyway at the end. So the lines adjust for it, but sometimes if you like a team that's a big underdog, but you like their starting pitcher, it's a really good way to get on a plus dog that you think the pitcher can get you through 5. But if you're going to play the first 5, you will more often than not have the lead until the 5th inning, and then that's when you'll lose it.
That strategy makes a lot of sense. And taking a look briefly at the games today, it looks like, because oftentimes at the beginning of the season, these managers are very, very conservative. They do not want to tax, especially pitchers at the top of the rotation.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like today that at least they're going 5. I remember last year, the first 2 weeks of
the
year, they were, because spring training was so limited last year,
yes,
their starters were going 3, 4 innings.
2 innings, 2.5. Yeah. Hey, talking about looking at things, did you see my new blinds?
Very nice.
No, these are so special. Notice you don't see a drawstring,
right?
And you don't see a turn at all. You want to see how they work?
Yeah.
No, that would be great if it was magic. No, but it's even better. It's even better because if it was remote, well, big deal. Everything's remote. It still is a physical action. Watch this. To put them up, you just look at that. And to pull it down, you come on.
2021, yeah.
Yeah.
And mine aren't that fancy. I just got the shutters. They go up and down. That's it.
Right. You got to upgrade, man. You got to hit some games and upgrade. So any particular, well, the one play that stood out to me today was it was great to see that the Dodgers don't know the rules of baseball. Did you see that?
In what regard?
Well, Bellinger hits a home run and Turner stops at second base, because I guess he thinks the ball's been caught and he just runs back to first. He's got his head down. He just runs right past Bellinger. Come on, dude. Didn't you play Little League? and Bellinger's out there going, I think it's a home run as the guy runs right back past. I think it's a home. No, you're about to be on first base.
It's game one.
Yeah. There's a word, and I don't know what it is, so I'm just going to make it up. A precocious start to the Dodgers season. A precocious start, right? Because that wasn't the worst thing that happened to them. Trotting out Kershaw, who I thought had retired. I guess he didn't retire, but he didn't retire any batters. 10 hits, 5 runs. Is that what it was? 10 hits in 5.2 innings. Did you hear what he said after the game?
No, what did he say?
He said it wasn't great.
That was one of my immediate reactions when they started making the opening day rotations for these games. And I saw Kershaw. I was like, man, you're spending all this money on Bauer. You had looking so good last year. But then Kershaw's got the respect factor, one of the top 3 or 4 pitchers in Dodgers history. You gotta let him go. Okay, it's just part of the deal.
Yeah,
but Bauer's going to be their top guy, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. And you also had some issues with the Padres.
That one didn't make any sense. Darvish, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Padres bats, Hosner, they're going to be special. But why are you not starting Snell on opening day? I don't understand.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Because in the best case scenario, Snell goes 3 innings, 4 innings.
Go 5.
How many did Darvish go today? I didn't notice.
I would have to look, but he was not looking good. But go ahead and I'll look it up.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. But I do have to say that San Diego Padre Ballpark, is that the most beautiful park ever? It's just so picturesque. I've never been. It's just a short train ride. I'm really thinking of taking a train to a game. Maybe next year. I don't know about this year. But is there a more beautiful park?
I've been blessed to be able to go to a few parks. My 2 favorite is Petco, San Diego, and also the San Francisco where the Giants play. I think both of those parks are just fantastic. But yeah, Petco, that's a hard one to beat, man. That's just a beautiful place.
Yeah. So what did you find out about Darvish? I haven't broken it down yet.
So Darvish, if I can get it up. Yeah, so he went 4 2/3, and he gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs. So his whip is not starting out the year right. Darvish is looking like he did with the Cubs.
Adam Eaton just hit a 2-run homer to probably end the game for the White Sox, even though it's only the 5th inning.
And not to get back on myself, but that was another one that I was planning to go with. I was going to go with the White Sox, and I decided to stay away. So anytime you try to stay away, that's when all the games are coming through.
Right.
Gambling.
Did you see? I don't think Turner making an out on a home run was the strangest thing to happen today. Did you see any of the Detroit game against Toronto?
Just saw the score on. That's it.
It's a blizzard, and Cabrera hits a homer, and in the snow slides into second as he's rounding the bases. So what's worse? What's worse, a bat flip or a slide into second when you're rounding the bases?
Oh, the slide into second. I don't care. I like the bat flips.
So
that's the old guy get off my lawn argument that
right.
Mad at the bat flip. Hey, throw a better pitch. Don't get mad at the guy for flipping his bat. Go ahead.
Cabrera claims it was it appeared obvious that he just lost track of the ball in the snow flurries. The ball kind of looks like the flurries. Sure.
That's plausible. Plausible.
So baseball's off to a great start. I do have one piece of news, Brian. The Tempo Fit Studio, this thing, it's coming tomorrow.
Okay.
So maybe this weekend we'll do a show live from the Tempo, from my new gym bar combo.
That was my next question. You have drinks ready to go with the Tempo, like you said.
Yeah. Hard drinks, light workouts. That's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah, you go hand in hand.
Yeah. So, Brian, a pleasure to have you, and we'll look for you when you're ready to actually pull some triggers, and instead of kind of sitting on the margins, we'll be ready for you.
That's not usually my style, to be hesitant, but I'm trying to be that way in baseball. Football, I just jump right in. So I'm trying to be smarter with baseball. We'll see how that goes.
Right. I think you'll be at it tomorrow.
Probably a pretty good call. That's probably a minus 240 kind of.
I like to lay those odds. All right, my friend. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dale, I bet you he wagered on all those games, and he's just keeping it close to the vest. Anyway, we are very excited about this season. So make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss any shows, and we're going to start doing first-rate handicapping. You know what we're capable of. You've experienced last year exactly how we break down games and how we make it worth your while to be engaged with us. And so do subscribe. If you want to join the email list where we send some picks to, that's picks, P-I-C-K-S, for the number 4, sticks, S-T-I-C-K-S, picks for sticks at gmail.com. Much love, everybody. We'll see you soon. Remember, I'm Michael Driggs, your host and chief provocateur.